Everybody's good to go. And I'm trying to figure out where you're at. And welcome back to Down with the Get Down. It's your boy Romel.
And your boy Derek.
Appreciate y'all stopping through. We have a special guest, recurring guest coming back through. Heavenly Sequoia. How you feeling?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Starting out the gate strong. Love it. Love it. So, we have a special episode today. We just got done fresh on our minds. We're doing a movie review today on the infamous Madam Webb. Haven and I just have
Honestly, the best in the MCU.
the so me and Heavenly literally just got out the movie theater maybe 30 minutes to an hour ago, and we were like, we got to get down to it. We got to get down to it right now.
Did you have a good time?
I'll say what was I'll give it to Heavenly ladies first. What was your first impressions before I hop in?
So are we doing like ratings first, or are we just like,
I feel like we should do ratings last.
Yeah, we'll do ratings last. Just first impressions of the movie.
Yeah.
oh, well, then y'all should start that off.
Okay.
We'll do it. Ro will go. You can go. Then I'll go.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So popping it off, I say first impressions of the movie. I wasn't I wasn't necessarily mad at the movie. I think that well, I do agree with you, Derek, when we talked about it a while ago, saying that it wasn't what people were hating on originally. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't that deep. I was like,
Mm.
it wasn't as bad as I expected it to be, but there were a lot of jumps, and I can say that the visions that she had in the movie of how her powers were did fuck with my eyes a little bit. I was like, this is
Oh,
hurting my
really?
eyes. Yeah,
Huh? It didn't. It didn't mess with me.
it hurt my eyes a little bit. I don't know if it was because I was where I was, and I was in the middle. We were in the middle of the movie theater, but I was like that jumping back and forth. I got used to it eventually, but
Mm.
for the most part, I was like, geez, it's hurting.
Mm.
But overall, I don't think it was a bad movie. I just think that there were a lot of pieces where they can clean up on it.
Yeah.
Uh huh. What about you, Heavily?
So, I do agree. My first impressions, it definitely was like a slow burner, and I do wish like some scenes would hurry up, and then some scenes should have been slowed down. I don't think that it was a horrible movie like everyone has been saying. I think it's one of those you should have kind of went in not expecting, but expecting a little bit of something, if that makes sense.
Like come in with like I think of the coming in with low expectations was probably the smartest thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because with it being basically the all female cast, and we already know how they are about females, but I do think that what they were presented, what they needed to do, I do feel like they did. It's just there's some things that, yeah, they definitely could have changed up. Yeah, that was pretty much it. Oh, yes, I will agree with the her flipping back and forth. Oh my God, these are new glasses. Jeez, that was very
Maybe that
strong.
was what it was. I was just like where we were sitting, we were directly in the middle. I always try to be in the middle, so I feel like that's the best place for sound
We
wise.
were
I've heard.
close.
Yeah, we were kind of close.
Oh.
Even leaning the chair back, my eyes were kind of hurting.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, they changed that like audio shit now, so like, it's really just if you're anywhere in the middle, you hear it.
Mm. So yeah,
I sit like back middle.
yeah, we were
Mm,
like middle, like right. You know, like where they have like the. I'm trying to think.
handicap.
Yeah, handicap.
Mm, gotcha.
Yeah. But what about you?
So honestly, the movie was pretty fantastic. I'm not gonna lie. The cinematography was like A1. Those
Mhm.
girls really did their thing.
Mhm.
Clearly, the fight scenes were the best part. Because there wasn't any.
Mhm.
Um, but
Technically, there were any fight scenes. Nothing happened technically.
yeah, like honestly, I'll say the one thing that I did like was how they did her powers a little bit.
I did
Mhm.
like that.
Um,
Mhm.
like I liked when she would look at the thing and then she would obviously like change the outcome or whatever.
Mhm.
Um, a lot of the movie was really fucking
Mm,
stupid.
I forgot about the dudes behind us.
Yeah,
Mhm.
you gotta watch that. A lot of the movie was really stupid, and a lot of things didn't really make sense. Like how she got all the way to like
Peru.
what? Where did she? Yeah, she got all the way to Peru in less than a week and back,
She said I'll be back in three
and then
days.
randomly found the exact spot, even though there was no location for her to go to. Or like when she went to the diner and heard the song, and then went back to the flashback and then heard it from her car. That shit didn't make sense either. Um, I think a lot of this movie is really just like a mishmash of like people wanting to make something cool but not really knowing anything that they're talking about.
It was
Cause this,
chaotic.
It was,
yeah,
and
cause
that was
this one,
how we walked out of it. It was chaotic.
yeah, cause like also they said that Madam Web doesn't have an origin story, so they could just do whatever they wanted, which isn't true, but whatever. Also, the chick, she is apparently been historically bad at making movies in general.
You talking about Dakota, whatever her name is, the main character?
No, the director.
Oh, okay.
She made something for the continuation to Game of Thrones that was so
Mhm.
bad that they didn't even show the creator of Game of Thrones. They just automatically decided to get rid of it after spending like millions of dollars.
All right.
So, I don't think she should make movies anymore, honestly.
I feel like she gave it the
Uh,
old college try. I
I
feel like
feel
Yeah.
she
like,
gave it the old college try. Like I wasn't. It wasn't necessarily terrible. Like some of the gripes that you mentioned, it was crazy. I had the opposite reaction. Like I wasn't confused by the music thing because I realized how her powers started working.
I
So
wasn't either. It
yeah, that
made sense.
it made sense to me. And then and then some of the stuff what she was catching on to. Well, I forgot the other part that you just said about. I know you said the music part. What was the other part you said you were confused on?
I'm not really confused on it. It just all around doesn't make sense. Cause like she heard the music in the diner because that's what they
Mhm.
were listening to, and
Right.
then
Mhm.
she hears it
Then they're
out
on
of
the
her
radio.
car. But that's not her powers working. That's just
No, that had
maybe
nothing.
right there.
That
And
had nothing
like
to do with
those
the
two things
powers.
have
That was
nothing
just
to do with her powers. They just
no,
kind of did it for no reason. It was just weird.
no. Well, the
I
part
think that was just
what
a theme song, to be honest,
yeah, it
during
was
that
just like
moment.
it was literally how I looked at it was that it was continuity. They had to have the song playing as a thing for the viewers to understand to be like, okay,
She's gonna
she
come.
yeah, she's gonna come. This is the time you got. Look at this is the song. This is when it's playing, so you know during this time
You
this
gotta
is what
come.
he's supposed.
Yes, you gotta come at
Yeah,
that right moment. Yeah.
that's how I took it
I
when I listened to it.
guess. I guess but
It could have been better.
were they playing the music while she was going there?
That was the part that I
They
would.
Cuz
did,
like
but
they
it kept messing up.
It
Remember, she
did.
was trying to fix the
Yeah.
radio.
Yeah. That's what
okay.
happened.
Okay, because I couldn't like it makes sense if you put it that way, but I didn't
Mhm.
remember if they. I thought they just because just to let everybody know, I saw this like a week ago,
Yeah. This is
so
fresh in our
I don't
heads.
I don't remember certain parts. I just remember that a lot of parts were just kind of stupid. But the thing that I was talking about with going to Peru and like
Yeah.
finding the exact spot to go to
Oh
without any
yeah.
indication
No, she
was
had
just kind of
indication
weird.
on that one. She
No, she
actually
didn't.
did. No, she did.
From the
Remember?
journal
Yeah,
and all
from the
those
journal.
pictures.
Yeah, she
No,
had
no,
all the
no.
information on how to get there.
No, she knew how to get there. That's fine. The exact location that she got to
That was
was not
also in the
in
journal.
that because no, because
On
that's not where her mother was. Her mother wasn't right there.
No, because she met the dude. Remember? The dude. Oh, I don't know if you remember that part, but the dude, when as soon as she got to the area where she was supposed to be,
the
the guy.
Amazon.
Yeah, that I will say that part where the guy pulled in. Spoiler alert, y'all. So the guy. So one of the
Wait.
spider.
Before you say that,
Hmm?
to help Derek out just a little bit.
Yeah.
On one of the photos on the back, it said the Amazon. Okay, boom. So that's where she needs to go. Then from that point, so it's probably like like a regular city, like, oh, you need to go to this city. And then her mom took so many photos that just guided her that way. So that's how she got there. Then it gets to the point where the guy just came out of nowhere because you could hear him in the trees, but you just couldn't
Hmm.
see him.
Because she was having the
Now
visions of the weird
him
spider people. Yeah, I didn't like that
him
part where
like
he just popped
that
up.
dude meeting her, right? That made
Hmm.
sense because
It
he
did.
can see the future. So he already knew where she was going to be. That made sense.
It's
I
just
thought
the
But
way
she's.
he
I thought
popped up.
her
that's the. Yeah, I didn't. I was like, he popped up and he was on some normal, like regular clothes stuff. When the first time
he
we
was like,
seen this
"Hi, how are
dude,
you doing?"
yeah,
This
he was
nigga
Right.
casual.
when did they get that was weird because they live in Peru and they're spider people and apparently they just have like normal stores out there for them to wear normal clothes like normal individuals.
Just
I guess
casually.
so.
I was like, bro, don't you? I was like, don't, what the hell?
You know,
That's
he
what
showed up
disappointed me.
he showed up
Yeah,
like normal SpongeBob.
facts. I was
Yeah.
like,
As
I
soon
was
as she
expecting
turned
him to
around, he
still
was
be
like,
on them
"Hi, how
spider
are
stuff.
you?" Oh yeah,
I've been waiting
absolutely.
for you.
But she was like, he was like, just trust me. I was like, you don't even know
What?
you. You don't even look. I was like, you just look like a casual
Like
dude.
it'd be different. Like her trusting him didn't make sense. It'd be different if she saw visions of his face
Mhm.
because
Hmm.
every vision but like I guess you just kind of knew because
Hmm.
what random nigga in normal clothes is just gonna show up at the spot that you're at?
That's what I was.
Mhm.
I was like, yeah. I was like, I get it. I was like, it's kind of poorly. It was poorly executed on that part, but I was like, it is what it is. It gets the job done.
Here's just one thing for me too. She's a dumbass.
Oh,
Because
I did
like
not like her for a second.
I understand that you don't know how your powers work. That's fine. I get that. But when you saw that you were seeing things and then like it happened, um, whatever the dude's name is that was like the firefighter,
Mhm.
I would have just told that nigga to get out, and then like I would have made a whole scene and everything. Because if you have a feeling that he's gonna die, and you just like, well, all right, well, I guess he's just gonna go ahead and go. I'll just walk away, and then the thing happens.
True,
Like, oh
but
wow,
at
it
tr-
happened.
true, but at the same time, like he said, like it was out of shock. She just died or whatever. So it's not going to happen that way. I think with this movie, they kind of took the director, whoever she was, she kind of took the storyline of the movie with Sandra Bullock, the Premonition movie. I told Romeo, I said, I don't think you have seen this movie before, but in that same movie, she was having visions and all of these things were happening, and she tried, like, she was freaked out majority of like the beginning to the middle of the movie. Until the end of the movie, things started changing. She would try to stop people from doing things and they still happened.
That's
So
why.
it's kind
See,
of just
I
that state of
yeah.
shock.
I understand that, right? I don't care because if if for whatever reason Ramel and I were, if I was an EMT and Ramel was a firefighter, would never happen, but if that were to happen, and
I
Ramel is
consider
about to
being a
get into a
firefighter.
car, I consider being an MT. So,
Yeah, see,
but we, but we never did it. So,
it's never
uh,
too late.
true. If damn, this thing came out of nowhere. If Ramel was gonna get in the car, and then I had like a premonition, even though if I didn't understand why it was going on,
Hmm.
and it was Ramel dying because like she already knew that something was weird anyways because she was having
I'm finna
conversations
start a
with
crawling
people.
session.
Okay, she was starting conversations over,
Yeah.
and so I mean I get she doesn't understand it, but like if Ramel's like, well, I'm just gonna go ahead and go, and I'm like, you're not going because it's different if they weren't friends, but she was friends with him.
Hmm.
Hmm.
So I don't give a fuck if she doesn't know what's going on. If he's your friend, then I'm gonna tell the nigga not to go.
You just chalk that up to, yeah, couldn't be me though. That's what you got. You saw it
Exactly.
like
Like
that's how you just chalk that up to couldn't be me though.
I'm not gonna be like, well, well, he wants to go ahead and go. Maybe it's nothing. No, nigga, I saw you die.
I see, and that's what I was going through because like, well, that's why I was like, yeah, chalk it up to the premonition theory that Haven had came up with. I was like, when it comes down to it, yeah, if you're freaked out that much, then nothing low key makes sense. I
I
was
don't
like,
give a fuck.
nothing makes sense, and you're not even thinking of the possibility I have powers right now. You're thinking of like what's going on.
I mean, even with that, like I wouldn't think I have powers, but like motherfuckers be like people have feelings like that shit all the time. Like that's a normal thing that happens to people.
Hmm.
And these people don't have powers or anything.
She said
So
this ain't
like
Final Destination. She said I just can't go run up on people like that.
I don't give a fuck. But damn, I forgot that nigga's name. The spider dude,
uh, you know
the
what? I
villain.
never. You know what? I don't
Ezekiel?
even remember dude's name. His name
Yeah,
was
Ezekiel.
Ezekiel.
Ezekiel. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Ezekiel, he's fucking dumb as shit. His motivations are so stupid.
They were very, very
I
Cause,
just
low.
yeah.
cause like he how are you gonna? I understand like the telling her because you're gonna use her to get whatever secret you're trying to get,
Hmm.
but you just smash the chick and wake up and then she's like, "What's wrong? I'm gonna die in the future."
Oh, bro, like how he came out the
I
gate
was
with it,
so like, what the
I
fuck?
was like, damn, bro, cold. I said, this starting out the gate. He on fuckboy activity.
He's like, "I'm gonna die in the future." I was like, I mean, with that attitude, probably.
I said, how do you wake
Probably.
up like that? He
But
woke up and chose violence.
like seeing how he was gonna die is what made him do the things that he did, which is kind of dumb because ultimately it made him die sooner.
It was
But
cliche. That's how much a lot of these situations happen. Anytime it's literally
yeah, it's
foreshadowing.
like
You
a
know what the hell gonna
normal,
happen.
yeah, it's like a normal little foreshadowing thing. But
Hmm.
it was just kind of dumb how he was going about it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Nah. Like him being that paranoid. Like obviously
You can get in.
it was gonna start a
Hell, the
little
way that
situation.
he died, I even told Ramel, I was like, that, it was so like, okay, he's dead.
I liked how
I
For
mean,
why is he
I
dead?
liked the climactic
his
scene,
death,
but I was like his death was kind of whack. I was like he could have got
the
impaled by something.
climactic scene was stupid as shit. But
Yeah.
I mean, his death ultimately was just a Pepsi promotion.
It's oh, you were talking a lot about Pepsi. I was not paying attention. I saw a couple of it and I was like, oh, okay.
They literally fought on a giant Pepsi sign, bro.
I was
Mhm.
not. I was like, how is he gonna
And
die? That whole time I was just like, all right, so how's this gonna
and
work?
she fiddled with a Pepsi can for like 10 minutes and never opened it.
Yes,
Oh,
she never opened it at the baby shower.
that's hilarious.
I was like, drink it, bitch. God damn.
Oh no, speaking of the baby shower scene, that shit was so
Yeah.
awkward. It was
Oh, when she,
so
I
awkward.
love that scene so much. That scene, honestly, to me was like the funniest part in that movie.
It
She's like, yeah, I
was.
mean, childbirth, she
She,
died,
they're, they're like, oh yeah, my mother's dead. In childbirth, actually, it's very common.
Oh, what I
Not
can
anymore
say,
though.
bro, what I can say about that scene, she foreshadowed a lot. Like she foreshadowed a lot just from that one conversation because she talked about childbirth dying, and then I thought about it. I was like, okay, I like spoiler alert. That's more than like that's Peter's mom. His dad is Richard, who's off in wherever he's at. Ben is Uncle Ben. So I was like, okay, you're foreshadowing the fact that that his parents are gonna die. And then she was scared about dying at childbirth, but she didn't die at childbirth from the story from I remember. But I know she died.
Hmm?
They
No, I
just
mean
disappeared.
neither of them died. Like they were in Peter's life for a while,
Yeah.
but she never died through childbirth or anything like that. I mean,
Nah.
like it was kind of weird watching the movie because
Oh,
at the
you
same
gotta invite
time
me to your stuff.
I got you. It was kind of
Yeah.
weird watching the movie because at the same time you know that like later Ben's gonna die. So like
Yeah.
everything she's doing to save him is like it, it's weird because like at the end of the movie she already knows that he's gonna die and
Yeah.
she
I
just
would,
doesn't stop it.
cause she was sick. Cause what was the last thing she had said at the end? I was telling you as I was leaving the movies earlier. I was like, what did I tell you, Haven? I said something that she said something that foreshadowed that death.
Something about the future.
Oh, she said, yeah,
That's little.
yeah. She was leaving, and they were like, "Oh, you're the baby's been born. It's a healthy baby and stuff like that." They were like, "Oh, it's crazy how Ben gets to do all the fun things with the baby, and then like not all the take all the responsibility." And she was
Mhm.
like, she said, "Oh, that's what he thinks." And I was like, "Why she say it like that?" I was like, she know he finna die. That's tough.
Yeah, and the thing that's weird, like I didn't like how she lost her eyesight
She
because she just
didn't
got
have
hit in the face with a firework.
I so looked
and
at her eyes. I said, "Dang."
it was
Wasn't that in the comics?
She did
she's
have
blind
shades
in the
on.
comic
Yeah.
books. She's blind and in a wheelchair in the comics, but she didn't get blinded by getting hit in the face with a firework.
Hmm.
But
So yeah, they
and
changed
then
that part.
the fall. I don't. I might have missed this. I don't know how she became a cripple. Like I
See,
just know she fell in the water. I didn't see like she got hit in the face with the firework, but I don't see how she turned into a cripple though.
that's the part that got me too. I was like, I knew that she was a cripple, but I was like, how did she? I didn't see her back get hit or
Well,
anything.
well, yes, she fell backwards. So if you fall and hit the water, and how high they were, if you fall and hit the water at that much, like what's the word I'm
Vel-
looking for?
Velocity.
Well,
Yeah,
they weren't
whatever.
like
Like,
super high though.
but even then, it doesn't matter. If you hit the water really hard, it could do anything to you. You could really get paralyzed.
That is
I
true.
mean, sure. I mean, I guess if they want to make that the reason, then that's fine. I think that's a little dumb since they blatantly showed how she got blinded. They just didn't show how she got paralyzed. You just have to assume it's, I guess, the water.
See, I missed the. You said it was blatant with the blinding. I missed that part.
Yeah,
I know.
yeah. So like when she was staring up in the sky
Yeah, something came down
from the
like a
water,
debris.
Mm.
she got hit with a firework and then she screamed,
Yeah, she's like,
which is
ah.
also weird because she's underwater. So like it should
Oh,
just sound like
I
bubbles.
did see that. I saw her. I thought she just got hit in the shoulder or something.
Nah,
She
that
got
hit
in the
her dead
face
in the face.
Oh, dang.
because her
That
hands
shit.
went up to her face.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Okay. Yeah.
and then when they pulled her out, she looked like Hinata.
Oh, Mia. She came out. She came out. She was all smiley. I was like, "Do your eyes not hurt?"
But that's why I was like her eyes. She can't see. She's blind. I don't think you heard, but I was like, she's blind. She's blind
You
right
did. I
And
now.
remember you saying that. And I was like, "Huh?"
and the thing that's crazy, her reaction to being blind was so normal.
That's why I said she
Very
was
normal.
chilling.
She didn't
She
even
was.
realize she was blind, honestly. She's
She
probably in
probably
shock,
didn't
I'm not
care.
gonna lie.
She probably seen
She's
in the
been in
Um,
future.
shock a lot during the
okay,
movie.
so the one thing, because I said this to you the day that I told you I watched it, was the black chick annoying to you or no?
No,
Yes,
she was not
Okay,
annoying to me.
she was like
she
extremely
was
annoying to
annoying.
me. Like, she was like unnecessarily annoying. Cause
I
like,
think
Yes,
you just. I think. I
that's what it
think.
was.
I think it's those type of like when they put those type of characters in movies, like the one like it's like when they have the one that's the kind of sassy, talks back, the kind of
Well,
like
like the one in the
no, no,
second
no,
Black
no,
Panther movie.
because
this like
I
you said
mean,
the second
I
Black
mean,
Panther movie.
she's
Yeah.
different. Like those two characters are low key different because she's that way because she's a fake. Like she's not like that for real. Her parents are rich, they're just not around, and then she acts like that because her parents aren't around.
Oh
But she's
yeah,
a rich kid that never had to deal with shit. She just does shit because
she's entitled, spoiled. Well, like not
right.
spoiled. She just
She's
it
trying
just
to
makes
act out to get their
She low
attention.
key is spoiled because like they have like a mansion and shit that she lives in. She just acts that way because they're just not around. Boo fucking who?
nah.
Like it's that is annoying to me. And like the chick from Black Panther too. Like she was annoying just in general, but
She didn't
she
have
wasn't
context though.
faking. She wasn't faking it. She just was annoying to me.
You know, it's
But
great.
like
I'd
people,
rather you fake it. I'd rather you fake
Well,
it because
I was
that
just
character
saying
makes
off
more
the
sense.
character in general, like they were just annoying to me. It was
all of
just their
them were annoying
attitude.
except for the Hispanic chick. She seemed like the only reasonable one.
Yeah.
It's because you have a
She was like, what
Hispanic
the fuck? What the
girlfriend. That's
fuck?
what it is. This nigga's racist.
Absolutely. Um, but because like I and hers honestly is the saddest because her dad got deported and nobody lives there. She's there all by
Yeah.
herself.
Bro, oh yeah, there. I was like everybody's situation. No, you know
It
what?
Oh,
fucked up.
I honestly didn't. Everybody's situation was low key sad. Like I didn't put anybody's over the others because I was just like, you're technically
I
all
did.
Oh, I
orphans.
did.
I felt absolutely nothing for the other two girls
Well,
because
the other one I got it because I was like from the
I
stepchild
like
people, and I seen how they did her in the
I
beginning. I
understand
was like, that's
that.
tough.
I understand that. but it made me not care because she was annoying. Like if she wasn't annoying, I would have cared, but she was really annoying. And like I told Ramel this, she basically was like a copy paste version of how she is in Euphoria.
Is that the which you talking about? The black chick? She's the same one in
No,
Euphoria.
No,
the
the
white
white
girl
chick that's
with the
Oh,
glasses.
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Uh, I don't know if either of you have seen Euphoria, but she's basically
Yes.
a copy paste version of herself in Euphoria. And isn't there
Mm.
a girl named Cassie in Euphoria?
Yes.
She yells Cassie the same goddamn way, and it's annoying every fucking time I hear it.
That's funny. The character, I was like, I don't know. When it comes to characters like that, for me on my end, y'all are tied to y'all own opinion. But when it comes to characters like that, I'm usually it makes sense because I'm like, you're a teenager. You do dumb stuff. Like teenagers do. Y'all like I remember being a teenager. I remember being around dumb niggas, and I remember people doing dumb shit that didn't
Yeah,
make
and them
sense to
niggas
me.
are annoying.
And yeah, I was like, yeah, you're annoying. But then when I see a character on screen like that, I was like, you're also annoying. This makes sense. You're also, and then I saw how Cassie, the main character, Cassie, well, the yeah, Madam Webb, she was annoyed with them niggas, and I saw how
Yeah,
character development started growing over time because I was annoyed with her in the beginning. I was like, you have three teenagers in your car and you're moving a little, and like you need to be moving a little bit smarter. I get that you're
Hmm.
freaked out, but I did not like how she was like responding to a lot of stuff. I didn't like her character in the beginning because I was just like, you're annoying me because you're an adult
I
and you
mean,
st-
she was really talking like that to the black chick because the black chick from the beginning flicked her ass off.
Oh
So
yeah,
I
she
get why
was
she was talking to her.
yeah, I get why she was pissed at her ass because she was the one that was fucking shit up, and I was like, but then after she explained her character, I was like, you're one of those kids.
I just wanted to
Gotcha.
see their actual powers. I just wanted to see how they got to that. Even though we weren't gonna get that, it just don't show it in the beginning, then show it in the end, and then not actually like go through of how they get them. Because I thought when she was in the water, like I told her, I said I thought all three of them were gonna jump in and something was gonna happen to where they just all got connected or something. No.
see,
Hmm.
that's the other thing that I think really that's also the main thing that pisses a lot of people off is the fact that they kind of went there for a superhero movie and didn't get that.
Yeah. That's why I was upset.
All of the trailers showed them in their costumes and everything, and you only see their
Mhm.
costumes in a flashback, and it's only like what
Yeah.
flashbacks, and they're not
Mhm.
even good.
Mm-mm.
It's just them standing there, and then
They did the
ki-
most in the beginning. They literally did the most in his vision, in his
that was
dream.
like the most action in the whole thing.
And then the end,
Um,
the end when she sold them in the
yeah.
future. No, it was the beginning and the end when we seen how much they could really do.
Like I don't think this should have been a 2 hour long movie if that's all we were gonna get.
Nah, for real.
Honestly, they really could have made this. I think this would have went over a lot better if it was a show. Like if they did it as a show,
Yes.
I think
Oh
people wouldn't be
yeah,
as pissed about it. Honestly, though, a lot of people surprisingly aren't that mad at it. They just understand that the movie was trash, and
Mhm.
it was more so funny with how bad it is than like annoying how bad it is.
Mhm.
I was
Yeah.
yeah.
So
I think what screwed it for me. I probably would have given it a higher rating if the ending wasn't so abrupt. Like
Yes.
when they ended it off, and I was like, okay, this is it. That's when I was like, I can see why people are upset with this, and I was like, this is what makes it a bad movie for me. When it hit the ending, I was like, fuck, they could have did more. They could have at least shown us how the girls got their powers. They could have shown that part because they kept showing all the clips. Me, I didn't see any of the trailers, so that's why I think that's why I didn't know that people got screwed over with watching the trailers.
Mhm.
mhm.
I didn't watch it, and really, I just saw clips on TikTok or whatever, and I saw them, and the same amount of action I saw on the TikTok videos, same amount of action I saw on the show. I was like, okay,
Yeah.
Yeah. On it's just I'm glad that I saw it for free because if I would have paid, I would have been very disappointed. Actually, they're talking about getting people refunds that actually went to go see the movie.
Mm.
oh well, I'll take my refund. No,
So,
I take everything back. The movie was awful. It was an awful movie. I didn't enjoy any of it. Give me my money
It,
back.
and the one thing that I do hate also is that they make so many bad movies with like all female characters, and then like they blame it, like people try to blame it on the fact that they're female actresses that are the reason that people hate it. But like the story just isn't good. Cause like altogether, even though I didn't like how some of them were doing everything, everybody's acting was well.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's just the material is trash.
It was
Yeah.
too choppy. That's when we were talking about that chaos. That chaos. It did.
Also,
It was too choppy.
also like people were definitely right about like a lot of the lines seemed like they were from like just old cliches, especially Isaac. Like everything he was saying was just like old cliche villain shit. Like
Yeah,
he had no depth to his character. Like there was nothing that really made you like him at all.
he wasn't a
He was just
solid.
meh.
He wasn't a solid villain, and I guess that's because Madam Web is not an A tier superhero either. So it's like I don't
I
know. I
mean
don't really know too many of her
that,
villains
and
that would stand
also
out.
honestly, this well technically Isaac isn't even her villain. He's Spider-Man's villain. But and I wish they would have touched on this more because like he uses magic. So like he's like of the mystical spiders, like more
Mm.
so than like the rest of them. I wish that they would have done something more with that, but they
Mm.
didn't. He just had like the fucking cheese touch, and that was it.
bro, bro, I hear poisoning folks. I was like, oh, it's a little nasty.
It really is. It was like kind of dumb too.
I just thought it was funny how since he doesn't have webs, he had to just jump from places. Everything was just a
Mhm.
lot of cardio. Everything he
Yeah,
did was just a
well,
lot.
none of them used webs in this at all,
No,
actually.
that yeah, cause
Even the spider people didn't use webs.
it wasn't invented.
They
Peter's
were
just the
just kind
goat.
of jumping
He
around.
just built different.
That is true. Um, I I will say like I forgot. Fuck.
I was like, I was about to say, as far as the acting wise, acting, I do agree with you. It wasn't bad. I think the acting was solid. They did a good job for what they were given. Everybody played their role. I
Damn,
did hate the fact that Mike Epps got killed early. I was like, damn, they killed the black man early. but
bro,
like,
and no, not even just that. He's literally like the only person that died until the end, other than like random cops.
that's
Mhm.
crazy. See,
Is Madam Web racist? I mean, because like as soon as he died, I was like, damn, it's February,
it's all downhill from here. I'm back. I said, damn, they already starting
and
out the gate.
I was like first death as well. I was like, she gave up on him pretty easily in February, no less.
Oh
Madam
my
Web is
gosh.
racist.
I
Now I
can
do
say,
really like.
we
Oh,
about to say,
sorry. Go ahead.
no, you good.
What I was about to say was when they. I will say the part that really, really got me, and I wish it wasn't like that's all we saw, was when she actually truly came into her power and like she just split herself in three,
Bro, that was
and then like
cool. I
just
was
got
like, that
all
was
of
kind of
them
cool.
together. Now that would have been
Damn,
cool
that's
if that's how they would have
crazy.
introduced her, like introduced them as their power. If they would have connected it through there, now that would have been pretty cool. But we didn't get any of that. Just her saving them and then she getting slapped on the damn thing and her falling. That was it.
I did not like that at all, by the way.
That was the best
When
thing I see. I was
when
like,
she did
cool.
her thing and splitting into multiple different possibilities,
Mm.
um, it one it was stupid because he's just like staring at her. Like it was like a thing from like Dragon Ball Z where you're just like
You
looking
wait
at the
on the power
person
up.
do their stuff and you're just like standing like what's happening? Oh my gosh. And then he randomly hit her like after she saved everybody.
He had to figure out
It
what
was
she was
kind
doing first. He was like, "What you
I would
doing?"
I would have hit that bitch so fast. As soon as I see her starting to save people, I would have just hit her.
He's like, "What
Uh
is she doing?" I don't know if she's gonna do anything crazy. And then he's like, "Oh, he's just saving her. Let me stick her real quick."
Mhm.
yeah,
And that's
and
yeah.
like she her powers and their stuff, like she's actually connected to every spider, but
Hmm.
this will never go to the MCU, which is another thing that some of the actresses didn't know is this isn't an MCU project. So they
Hmm.
were tagging the Marvel, thinking that they gave a fuck,
Oh, Marvel
but they
made
Mhm.
look
sure in the
stupid.
beginning. I pointed that out as soon as the
He
opening
sure
credits.
did.
I said in association with Marvel. They're not claiming you.
Oh yeah, but like they thought that this was a Marvel product and they were going to be a part of the MCU, and so they were tagging Marvel and all of the promotional stuffs and everything like that, and people had to tell them like, hey, you're not going to be in the MCU. This is really just a one-off movie that's never going to go anywhere, which is the other reason why I was so curious of why it was even made to begin with, because this movie means absolutely nothing. Like
That's.
it's not connected to any Peter. They
Hmm.
purposely decided not to do that because it was going to be connected to Andrew Garfield's Peter
Hmm.
and telling
Mm.
the story of what happened to his parents, but then they decided not to do that for whatever reason.
What was with the
Um,
balloon popping?
It's because I remember
but
I kept saying they were about to say his name. Because she asked what the baby's name was, and it kept reversing in time when they were asking, and every time she was about to say Peter, it popped. So I was like, it was like a foreshadowing, letting you know that that's the baby, but they're just not saying it out loud.
yeah, like they just wanted to like wait until the end, like you don't know who Madam Web is and that she's connected to Spider-Man.
Oh,
Hmm.
I'm stupid.
It pretty much meant nothing.
Oh, okay.
But the other way that you can also look at it is that it's supposed to symbolize like death because, both of his parents are going to die.
Yeah, that's why I was like when she said,
Or
"Oh,
also
you're not
the
gonna die
death
during
of,
childbirth." It's like,
or like the death of, well, I mean, she didn't die during
yeah,
childbirth,
she
so that
didn't.
was good. Or like the death that was going to come with the
Mhm.
place being on fire and everything, and then, all that shit.
The blowing up. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Hmm.
like all that stuff can, be that. But like I liked how they did her powers towards the end. I didn't like how she split into like all the other things. I didn't like that part. But I liked how she would be like running. She's like, all right, stop, run, duck, do this, all that stuff. I thought that was cool.
Oh yeah, she was like when she started getting the hang of it, she was really on it. I was like, okay, I like this. I was like, I like that you're starting to catch on a little bit. It like I do agree with you. It would have been better off as a show. I remember leaving
Mhm.
distinctively, and she was like, "What you say when we left?" You were like, "You said I think you said, oh, they might have another one." I said, "They got too many bad reviews. I don't think they're gonna have another one." And you were like, "Why
Oh,
did they
they're
make this
definitely not.
movie?"
They're for sure not gonna have another one because it's which I don't agree that this is a bad movie. But for some reason, people think Morbius is a bad movie. I don't know why, but they said that this is worse than Morbius, which is fine because I liked Morbius.
I haven't seen
But
Morbius.
it's not bad. It's not like it's the best, but like I like it. It's kind of
Mm,
like Black Adam and how everybody hated Black Adam, but like Black Adam was pretty good.
it was good. I did enjoy Black Adam. I think
Yeah.
they had a natural bias too. I mean, we are touching on a little bit on that the female cast member thing that you were talking about. Like I hate when they have an all female cast. People automatically try to shut it down like it's gonna be a bad movie.
I
And then when
like
it does get bad
obviously,
reviews, it's like that's what they try to associate it with.
yeah. Like obviously they, talk about how they try to push agendas and stuff like that, which they did. Like you have a all female cast, and then when you go to the baby shower, you have like every diverse person at the baby shower. So like yeah, they push certain agendas, but like
Well, that one
it
wasn't
didn't
that. I
make the
guess
movie
yeah,
bad.
it didn't. I was like, yeah. If they even tried to harp on that, I'd be like, I mean, they do live in New York. It's a cesspool of people. So I was like, and it was in 2007. So I was like,
Yeah.
it wasn't too far back ago. I'm pretty sure you had a lot of integrated situations by
Sure.
that.
Like it's not really that like the diversity is like an issue. It's just like it happens a lot, and
Oh
so
yeah.
it makes people get annoyed with it because they do it so much. But like the movie in itself, it wasn't bad because they had it in there. It was just bad in general. Like a
Yeah.
lot of the times, because I prefer that it be in the movie and it just be kind of annoying that they put it in the movie, but the movie be good. But
Hmm.
in this, like they just have it in there and the movie is bad already. So damn.
Yeah. I think that's just an extra gripe for people to feel uncomfortable with. Cause nowadays I'd be like, shit, you gonna at this point it should be a given that you're gonna see every walk of life in the movie. It shouldn't be just one demographic. Just depending on the area or the context of the stuff. Like if you just go around changing shit, then that's a different story. But like if
Well, a
it's
lot of it
you
is
just put
also
it in
dependent
whatever city.
upon a lot of it is also dependent upon the likelihood of you meeting a certain demographic, depending on like the area.
Hmm.
Like I don't watch a Chinese movie expecting like 20 black people and a whole bunch of white people in China.
Oh, you don't? That's crazy. I expect to see
Yeah,
Helen.
I don't.
I expect to see everybody look like you, Derek.
That's crazy. But so like in certain situations like that, like what's it called, like Chang-Chi, right? Like
Hmm.
obviously they didn't really diversify Chang-Chi, so
Oh, yeah. I
it
think
was just straight Chinese people and like one white person.
you go into it and it's like Shang-Chi, straight black people. I'm confused. I'm
my mom
confused.
and my mama named me Chang-Chi.
Well, we trailing off. We trailing off. I'm about to say, as far as anything else on the movie that y'all have any more touch ons that really just kind of got you, like either negatives or positives.
um
Mm-mm.
Honestly, there aren't really any positives in this movie. um Not gonna lie, there's not really any positives. I mean, there's a shit ton of negatives and then a whole bunch of like meh.
All right.
Yeah.
Honestly, the movie is just fucking pointless. But what are y'all's ratings?
Well, you want to go first?
I gave it a 5.5
Okay.
because it was
Yeah.
blah. It was like in between.
Yeah. I gave it a 5. I was like, you know what? It was good enough, but it could have been better. It was good enough. It could have been better. Things were a little choppy as far as pacing wise. The movie, as far as acting was solid for the time and everything. But they just could have done a lot more build up, and then like yeah, I do like the best thing I think we said in this whole episode was it should have been a show. It would have been
Yeah.
more better build up. Would have been more to explore her character, and all those questions about how the hell she get to Peru that quick and get back would have been answered.
Right, and also it would have made more sense because of how many people said it had CW graphics.
Hmm.
Like a lot of it looked like you would see something on like the CW Flash show.
I do. Yeah, they could have done better with the CGI. It, uh,
Some of it was good,
it depends on the
and some of
budget
it
though.
was just
I guess
bad.
what their whatever I don't know what their budget was. So
No, some of the
because it
CGI
wasn't
was
Marvel.
good. Yeah, some of the CGI was good, but like a lot of it was just like lame.
Yeah.
I would probably rate it like a. I gotta. I probably do like a 4, cause I think I gave like.
You gave it like a
I
2
gave.
last time we talked about it. When you told me
Yeah,
your
but
first impressions.
I kind of I changed it because I have to think about the way that I've rated other movies.
Hmm.
Because like Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania is a 2. Black Panther 2 is a 4.5. And so this movie isn't as good as that, as also isn't as bad as that. So probably a 4 is like good in the middle.
I can see
When
that.
you said Black Panther 2, I was like, yep, low key, same level. Same level. I was like, it was like where I watched it and I wasn't like this is a bad movie, but it was like it could have been a lot better.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
I've never seen that happen before. That was crazy.
But yeah, I like that's everybody's takes on everything. It was Madam Web. Y'all go see it. Get your money back, or they're giving people's money back. Go get you a free
I
movie.
definitely, I will say one quick thing. I don't recommend anybody go see this movie. But the
Wait till it
only
Yeah,
comes
wait till
out.
it comes out.
there is a reason that I say that though, because obviously I'm not like, you know, I'll rate a movie very fairly with how I like it and stuff like that. But I'm not gonna tell you that something is like my opinion is the right opinion, even though it is. But like, if you really want to see how good this movie is or how bad it is, obviously check it out for yourself. But I think that by telling people to go check it out for themselves to make their own opinion is bad, only because shit,
Oh my gosh.
only because uh, by continuing to do that, all it does is continue to let them make shit movies.
Hmm.
So like, you'll have people that are like, okay, go check out the movie for yourself. If everybody goes to check the movie out for themselves to see if it's bad, that's still giving them money, and they're looking at it like, okay, cool. People are watching the movie.
That's when you
If we
throw it
really
up to
want them,
art. Art is subjective.
no, that's not what I mean. I mean like if we want movies to change and actually be like better, then we should stop paying to go see it and just wait for it to like come out on the thing because like they'll lose money on it and then maybe it will make them make better movies.
Mm.
Yeah,
Then just
that's
keep telling people, hey, go pay to go see it yourself. You should instead be like, just wait for it to come out and make your own judgment then.
yeah.
But don't
We said
keep
the same thing
sending
about
money to
Black
these
Adam too.
people.
We enjoyed the fuck out of Black Adam, and
But
we
I
were like,
liked Black Adam, so I didn't care.
so but you
Like,
gotta keep the same energy on all the movies because people hated Black Adam and Morbius, and you
I can
enjoyed
I can
Morbius.
hold that I can hold that opinion. I am technically keeping the same energy. I hold that opinion on something that I like. Like if I like it, then yeah, go see it. But if I don't think that it's good, then I wouldn't recommend to other people to go see it. I don't give a fuck if other people like it or not. Other people's opinions on a movie doesn't mean shit to me because a lot of the times people don't watch the movie and they just go based off of what other people say. So like there's a shit ton of people that don't like Madam Web, but those same people have never seen the movie.
Okay.
Mm.
There's a lot of
Hmm.
niggas that are just dick riders because you
That's
have
true.
people that
That's
are on
true.
the internet tell you that a movie is trash, and because a lot of these niggas are dick riders and don't one don't go out to go watch it, and two have no original opinions on their own,
Hmm.
will be like, okay, well this person says it's trash, so obviously it's trash. If everybody says that it's bad, then it has to be bad because if somebody says otherwise, clearly they're being paid by Marvel.
Mm.
Like it's just a whole bunch of people dick riding somebody else's opinion. So like I don't care if other people say something's trash because if it is, then it is. If it isn't, then it isn't. I'll make pay to go see it. I didn't pay to go see this, so like it doesn't matter.
That's why we went to the matinee. I was like, I ain't paying full price for this.
Yeah, and also if people really want to go paid to see the movie, then I would definitely recommend to go see the matinee, like an early showing, so you
Yeah.
don't have to spend a whole bunch of money. Because like technically, my food, the amount of food that I bought, that price was the same price as a ticket, so technically, I guess I paid for it.
Hmm. Yeah, it is a I say yeah. People take that how you take it. Take that how you take it. Because if you do enjoy something, I will say when you're looking, when you going, I feel like you got to be a little bit cognitive of your review intake. So whatever if you're seeing like a lot of, if it's getting a hella bad reviews, then I feel like you need to be like, okay, there are a lot of people that are like hating on it for no reason, and then there are people who
Mm.
are genuinely not liking it. So, like you said, you need to like whoever you're watching as far as your reviewers. If you're listening to us right now, you're watching our content, then we're being as transparent as possible.
Mhm.
When it comes to this stuff, we're being realistic with you, and these are our opinions. So it's like, yeah, you could take it how you take it, but you can take it with I say take it with a grain of salt, but be very cognitive that we're not forcing you to pay spend your money. We're
Mm-mm.
not. We're
Yeah,
not. We're not.
if you want to
Hmm.
spend your money, spend your money. It is your choice. Look at how people talk about the movie or how people review a movie, and that will let you know if somebody's actually saying real shit about the movie and problems in it, or if they're just saying generic shit that doesn't matter.
Right, especially if they're saying the same stuff. Yeah,
Right. Like
repetitive.
if you're listening to multiple like people that are complaining and they're all pretty much saying the exact same shit, they might not have seen the movie at all.
Hmm.
Now, there could be something in the movie where like it's a normal everybody doesn't like this one particular part, like Last of Us 2
Hmm.
with how they did Joel. Like that criticism is something that the majority of everybody that knows the show, I mean knows the game will have.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. If it's an overwhelming amount, then it's a little like all right. That's how Madam Web was an overwhelming amount of hate that was coming from it. So I'm sorry when I'm telling like Derek speaking from a standpoint of like he was able to see it for free. I'm speaking from a standpoint that I paid for this bit. I paid for this bit for us to go see it. So I'm actually somebody who's went out of my way to consume that, and I'm telling you not to spend your money on it. Because if I saw that jump for free, I might have a completely different reaction. I might have a completely like, well, shit, it was a lot. It was good for free, but I'm telling you, if you spent your money on it, then it still might feel like a waste.
Honestly, it felt like a waste even though I saw it for free.
Never mind, then. Never mind.
Like I feel like I wasted what 2 hours of my life that I could have wasted on literally anything else.
I shit you not. Heavenly, you were on that same energy when we walked out. You were like, when you found that there wasn't a sequel coming out, you were like, so we just spent 2 hours
Yep.
watching this.
Yep. I was livid. Like, what was the point? I was very upset.
It's not even the fact that like I would be perfectly fine with it not being a sequel, right?
Hmm.
No.
It's just that no, like hear me out.
Kill the non-believer.
I'm perfectly fine with it not being a sequel. What I have the major issue with, it's not connected to shit.
Yeah.
Kill
It
the
has even
non-believer.
it has even less reason. It has
No,
even
I
less
agree.
reason to being made because it's not connected to anything than it does not
Yeah,
having a sequel. Because I mean, there are plenty of movies that don't have a sequel that are actually connected to something.
that
Damn,
is
I
true.
hate you. But it's actually connected to something. So you're like, okay, well, this might, it's still good for that one thing that it is.
Hmm.
Yeah.
It can't even
This,
stand alone.
Yeah.
right? It can't stand alone. It can't go with anything else. Like if they wanted to make it like a joint thing, like I guess they could later, since they're dealing
Not
with the
now.
multiverse.
They didn't even have an after credit scene. So I was at least thinking like, okay, you could have thrown something cool in there to see if they were attached, like to Venom, because the Venom movies were out. You could have did something with Andrew because they're talking about the rumor about his movie coming out. So they could have made it more hype. That would have brought it up to a 5.5 for me if they would
Yeah,
have
because
said,
like even though it's a Sony project, there are still Sony projects that are connected to the MCU. Because like
mm,
Morbius is connected to the MCU, and Venom is also connected to the MCU.
mm,
And those two, like Morbius was supposed to be a standalone, and so was Venom, and then they decided to tie it in because people liked it so much. And if people
Mhm.
would have liked this movie a lot, then they probably would have tied this in too.
Well,
mm,
it did just come out what in the beginning of February, like what did it say, February the 7th. So, I
Yeah.
would say give it a little bit more time when people like that didn't want to go and see it in the theaters, see it at home. I think that there could be a not a big chance, not a big chance, but a possibility
not too much
that this
hope.
could not too much that this could go a different way. I honestly would like to see it go a different way because I do genuinely feel like it had somewhat potential, but they just really missed the ball. Like when you search it online, it literally says in bold letters, Sony failed. Like that's it. So that's
Yeah, she
Well, I
literally
mean,
that's
Googled that part,
horrible.
and that was one of the first headlines
That's
she
the
saw. I
first thing
said,
that came up.
I said, sheesh.
So
technically they did. I mean, this movie
yeah,
was a major failure.
yeah,
Yeah, they
yeah.
didn't do too. What? the reason that I'm on the same wave is like, dang, I do wish for them to come out with some type of sequel or maybe a show or like a spin-off or something to give them that, because I feel for the actors, especially
Mhm.
after the information
Mm.
that you told us about, that actors didn't really know it was in association with Marvel and it wasn't a Marvel, and they going around flooding around
And
like
the
it's like the
yeah,
next
the way
thing.
they promoted it, how many
Yeah.
pictures all the women took. Because I was following all of their like stuff, so just to see all of that, I would be hurt if I was. I honestly would be hurt if I was the actor. Like, dang,
I'm
like
Mm-hmm.
not gonna lie, I don't give a fuck about them.
of course,
Only, but
of course.
the reason I say that, and I don't give a fuck about a lot of actors that are in a lot of these like superhero films and stuff like that, because already came out that they're told not to read it.
Mm,
They're told not to read it or any of that other stuff. Like if I were to be an actor, right?
Yeah.
And I was going to be in any role of any movie that has any sort of major following. So that being like Star Wars, Star Trek, Marvel, DC, any of that. And they gave me a character that I'm going to play. I'm going to know about that fucking character.
Mm-hmm.
Because the issue is they didn't know any of that because they didn't feel like looking that stuff up. It's not only on them, but it's also on their team, but it's also more so on them for not checking. You can't just go and be like, well, this is probably a Marvel character, and
Because
I'm
like if
sure
it's
this is
that's a
part of the
different if it's a
MCU
legal
because they
thing.
already. Hmm?
I was like it'd be only the only. I said I agree with that whole hundred. I said unless it was a legal thing, like if they brought
It's
it
not
up
even a
saying that,
legal thing.
I said yeah
They just
if.
tell. Yeah, yeah. Like they just tell people not to do that. And they only tell them to do that because the character will more than likely not be how the character is in the movie, which is dumb because if I wouldn't take the role.
That's why they do it.
Like
That's what they do.
like
They know these
they
actors
tell
need their money.
No, I mean it's because like when you think about it, it's really just kind of dumb because like for instance, you have the I don't know what his name is, but the Indian dude that was in the Eternals.
Oh yeah, I did see him. Yeah.
Yeah, the Indian dude that was in the Eternals has to go to therapy because of the reviews and everything that went bad with the movie. He is now, well,
yeah.
he's still in therapy and he has to go to therapy for that. He was told not to read anything about the character. They're like, okay, well, I'm going to get a paycheck for this character that I know nothing about, even though this character has a huge following and people really like this character. You're going to put yourself through mental, like, fuckery just for some money is fucking dumb.
That's tough. It got to be a mental game. It's like it is. It does sound dumb, but then I'm like, damn. For you to be an actor, I feel like you have what to be in those movies. I at least try to give you the benefit of the doubt of having some type of common sense to be like, if they're telling you not to read it, you might be giving them the benefit of the doubt. Like, okay, they just don't want us to. They want it to be more natural. They want me to do this or whatever. Because if
Fuck
it's a Marvel
that.
movie and it's a comic book person, they got so many different versions, so you just never know which version they want you to go with, or they want you to
Fuck
go with a
that because
combination.
because like think about it like this: the reason that everybody loves Robert Downey Jr., Chris Hemsworth, Chris Evans, Hugh Jackman, they read the comic books for that character.
Hmm.
They own the comic books for that character. Every person that was in the Avengers owned the comic books for that character. They know how that character is, and they know how that character acts. I
I don't
didn't
know what it
like
is. Then they out here bullshitting.
cause like I didn't like Killmonger, right?
Hmm.
But he acted the way that Killmonger act. I just don't like Killmonger in
Hmm.
general. So
Like
like,
yeah.
and there are a lot of people that like Killmonger. So
Oh,
like,
but I say before we
I
get too,
would,
I about to say before we get too deep into it, we do have a minute left.
oh yeah, yeah. I would just say like, if you're going to take any role, like you should actually learn what the role is and
Hmm.
what the character is because none of them knew anything about any of it, and then like none of them have knew anything about any of the Marvel stuff. The main actress has never seen a single Marvel movie.
Well, on that note, y'all, study your characters. If there are any actors or actresses out here listening, make sure you study your characters, so you don't end up in a situation similar to that. Take everything that we
Hmm.
said with a grain of salt. We appreciate y'all coming through. And if you don't take it a grain of salt, take it as law because that's how Derek feels.
Absolutely.
We appreciate Heavenly coming through. Thank you again for coming through another episode. We'll see you on another one. If you guys go ahead, leave in the comment section below whatever movies you want to see, and go ahead and like, share.
And if you're down with the get down, go ahead and subscribe.